everyone doing? I hope you are doing well wherever you're finding yourself. And if it's your first time stopping by this channel, hi, Hilma here. Please do well to subscribe so that you become part of the family. Please subscribe. If it's your first time, please subscribe. I'm begging you. And if you are a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed, please just click that subscribe button. And please do not forget to turn on your post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I'm holding my mic like this because this shirt is not really, I have nowhere to clip this mic on this shirt. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Today's video is a story time, and this incident happened when I was in my final year, when I was doing my undergraduate, and I have never told my family about it. I never told them. I know my brother watches my videos. I am so sorry I did not tell you, but I did what I had to do back then because I had no other choice. I am so sorry, and I believe it was for a good cause, you know. Not for a good cause, but I just believe I did what I had to do back then, you know. And I didn't tell my family, I didn't tell anyone, and I didn't tell my friends also. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do this thing. If anything happens, happens. If nothing happens, well, at least nothing happened. And I didn't tell them, and I'll explain why I didn't tell none of my family. Because so what happened was, when I was in my final year first semester, I failed a module, Organic Chemistry 3. That module terrorized me. It terrorized me, I'm telling you. Even during the semester while I was writing tests, I was just having low test marks, man. I just knew already, like, when the exam comes, I had to study very hard. And by the way, I was staying in the university hostel. Now you'll be thinking, oh, Hilma, you are in the hostel, you are so privileged to be in the hostel, and yet you failed. You know, there are other people out there who want to be in the hostel, but they don't have that opportunity, and there they are in the hostel, and you are still not studying. I studied. Let me tell you, I studied. I did not fail because I did not study. I studied, but I still failed because the exam was just really hard. That exam was hard. So I failed, and I didn't even qualify for SAP. That's how bad it was. You know, after you fail, like in my country, you can still go write SAP, but you need to have a certain mark range. I think from 45 and above, I think. But me, I failed below. I had an option to either go to winter school or come back the following year and resume the module. Now I'm just thinking, I'm in my final year. Do I really want to come back to UNAM the following year just to do one module? Like, nope. So I told my brother that I failed. Of course, I got a speech. Of course, I got a speech. I disappointed people. You know, they trusted in me, and I disappointed them. And I'm sure, like, when you fail, you also get speeches, or when you do something bad, you get speeches from your family members. I got a speech, but the speech didn't really. Of course, it moved me because, first of all, I failed, and that means it's extra money that need to be paid. Because for me to redo this module, I have to pay for it. So now I'm stressed. I'm already here receiving a speech, and then I'm now stressed. They told us whoever is going for winter school must find their own accommodation because no one is allowed to stay in the hostel for that year. I don't know why, because for the previous years, either during winter or summer school, people were allowed to stay in the hostel. But in our case that year, no one was allowed to stay in the hostel for that 3 weeks period, because winter school is, I think, 3 weeks if I'm not mistaken. No one was allowed to stay in the hostel. We all had to advocate because, remember, people wrote exams. Everyone went home during vacation, and mind you, like, when the results were published, I was still in the hostel. I remember, because I asked for an extension to stay in the hostel because I was busy with my final year research project. So I asked an extension for 2 weeks if I could stay because I needed to use the lab facilities for my research, right? And then after the results were released, they told us, no, we are not even being given preferences, because for us final years, at least we're hoping we'll be given preferences because we'll be staying to do our research projects in the lab. But no, they say no one is allowed to stay in the hostel. Whoever is going to winter school, they have to find their own accommodation. Now I'm here stressed, like, where am I going to stay? Where am I going to stay? Because I remembered I only had like 1,000 Namibian dollars. Okay, let me take you back a bit. Before I went in the hostel, I used to stay with my aunt. But then my aunt's house is very far from the university because I used to pay double going back. Now I was there calculating like this money, I only had 1,000 Namibian dollars, and I remembered I had to go buy cosmetics because I didn't have cosmetics, and I'm trying to calculate like this money, if I go stay with my aunt for these 3 weeks going to winter school, I will not have enough money for taxi to go to school, because remember, coming to school was 12 Namibian dollars and going back home was double, 24 Namibian dollars. So in a day I needed like 36 Namibian dollars per day on cab alone. Now mind you, that's excluding food, like lunch and everything. So now I'm just there so stressed. I'm stressed because I already failed. Now I have to stress about where am I going to stay now. That was another problem. Now my brother, when he sent me the money, of course he only sent the money for me to register, because him in his mind he's like, she's in the hostel, but me, I'm stressing like, where am I going to stay? Because I didn't tell him that they told us we need to vacate the hostel, remember. Now I'm just stressed like, okay, what am I going to do? Of course I cannot go to my aunt's house first of all, because as I said, I will not have enough money to come to school. Yeah. And now also my other friend, Renee's, we both failed. Why am I laughing? We both failed that module. She was also now stressing about where she was going to stay. But for her, at least she had options. But for me, I had no options. So I was telling myself, it's either I'm going to break these university rules and stay in this hostel. But now also at the university gate, there are securities. They are going to report me. I knew they were going to report me if they saw me coming, because they were told like no one is allowed to stay in the hostel, so we had to vacate. So now Renee is there. She's also now trying to see where she's going to stay, and me, I'm just stressed. I was just stressed, honestly. I was so stressed. And then all of a sudden she was like, you know what, Hilma, I actually have a cousin, but he doesn't stay in Ventuk, but he's renting a room somewhere. The bed, like, there's everything there already, the bed, the fridge, everything is there. We just have to go there for 3 weeks, sleep there, and then he already agreed. I already spoke to him. He said we can go. I was like, are you serious? And then she was like, yeah, because the cousin was it a lady? No, it was a guy. He was working out of town, but he used to come like I think once a month. But he was paying for the room, but he was not really staying there. The room is just there, but he was not staying there. He only needed it for the time when he was coming to the city. And mind you, the room was in the location, like somewhere in Katutura. For those in Namibia who know where Katutura is, near Herero location. I forgot, man. I forgot the exact, but I know we used to stay near Herero location. Now me, I have never stayed in Tura before, and I will be hearing stories like there, you must hold your phone properly because someone might grab your phone. And I was just so scared, like, okay, what if someone grabs my phone one day? I'm coming from school and someone grabs my phone. Now I have again to explain where I was, like how did my phone get snatched, you know, such things. And then when she told me that, now I was thinking like, okay, should I go, should I not go? But I had no other options. And then I'm just stressing, okay, now what am I going to tell my brother? What if one day he called me and then he's hearing cars hootering in the background? What am I going to say? You know? And somehow, one thing I have realized, somehow when I'm in some of those tricky places where I'm not supposed to be, that's when my brother calls me. I don't know if there's someone that snitches on me that, yo, I'm seeing your sister here, but I have noticed, like, I don't know how, but every time I'm kind of in a place where I'm not supposed to be, he would always call me asking, where are you? I have observed that so many times. I don't know how. Sometimes I'm just like, who is watching me? You know? Yeah, there is that. So I decided, okay, you know what, let's go. Even now, when we are leaving the hostel, I had so many. I had my bags, and then I had a fridge, but I couldn't go with my fridge to where I was going with my friend now with Renee's, because my fridge couldn't fit, like there was no space there. So now I also started stressing again. Okay, now where am I going to keep this fridge? So I have another friend, her name is Betty. I'll insert her picture maybe here or somewhere, I don't know. So Betty negotiated with her other friend, like, I have a friend but she has nowhere to leave her fridge. Can she please come and leave her fridge at your place? And the girl agreed. And mind you, she was not my friend, but she was so nice. One day I will remember her and I'll pay her back, like with good. I'll give her something, because yeah. So now I went to leave my fridge there, and then we went with my friend. So now we are staying there at my friend's cousin's room with my friend Renee's. We are there, we are studying, we go to school in the morning to attend the classes. After that we go to the library, and then we study, and then we come back home, we study, we revise question papers, we go through the question papers. And then I think on the third day, while we were staying in that room, all of a sudden this other kid just started showing up, and the kid would show up at odd hours. I'm telling you, from 12 to 1 in the night. Now you know how being an African is, and the kid is showing up at 12 o'clock at midnight. And the worst thing is, that cat is dark, it's black. The cat was black, now it's a black cat. And me, the African in me, you know, sometimes when you're growing up or you hear stories like back, like if you're an African, you hear stories like some of these cats, they are not real cats, they are humans in cat forms. And I used to be so scared, like, why is this cat always showing up this time of the night? When we're about to sleep, it's when it's coming. And it kept coming, and then me and my friend will be there. Like one day we were praying, like, Lord, please protect us. And me, I'm also there praying, just like, Lord, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but please just protect us, because I also didn't tell my family where I was. If anything bad happened, that's another disappointment. They are already disappointed in me. No, I was there praying, we're praying, my dear, my friend and Ronnie's. And somehow at that moment I just felt like we prayed that night, but I felt like God didn't hear our prayers, because the following day that cat came again. Same time. 12 or 1 a.m. It came again, and it kept coming for those remaining 2 weeks. And I used to be so scared, like, what kind of a life is this? The first week the cat kept coming, the second week, oh, I was like, yo, this week, my staying here is going to be long. I need to go back in the hostel. And mind you, like, after that winter school, second semester was already going to begin immediately after winter school. So I didn't have to stress, like, after winter school, where am I going? Because it was only 3 weeks remaining. So after that winter school, we're going back to the campus. So yeah, and then we're studying, we wrote the exam, we rewrote now the winter school. And then we're like, we passed, because we passed. You know, sometimes you write name and you know, this one I passed. And yeah, my brother was like there, he was calling me, so how was the exam? And then I was like, it was easy, I think I passed. And he was just like, ish. You will feel it in his voice, like, you, if you fail again, eh? So yeah, we ended up, the results came, and then we passed, and then it was time for us to go back now to the hostel. I was so happy. I think even my friend was happy, but even my friend wasn't really worried, because she's staying in her cousin's room. It's not a problem. But then for me, I was kind of worried, because no one knows where I am. Like, my family members, I didn't tell any of them. I don't even think my friend Renee knew that I didn't tell my family that I was staying with her. I didn't tell anyone. I kept it to myself until I was done. But yeah, we ended up passing, and then we went back to the hostel. That was my story, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. But do you guys think I did the right thing? Do you think I did the right thing? What if it was you in that situation? What could have you done? But me, I decided honestly I was not gonna tell my family members because I knew I was going to receive more speeches, and I was just tired of receiving speeches after speeches, and you have already disappointed people. I just felt like, okay, let me just do this. And yeah, but I know my brother is going to grill me after this. But yeah, I don't think there was a bad lie. It wasn't a bad secret, personally, for me looking back. It wasn't a I needed to do it. I needed to do it at that point. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please share my channel with your friends. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.